Jeffrey focuses all of his efforts on trying to get laid. He spends over an hour every single day on dating apps and Instagram messaging girls. He wants to increase his body count, so when he gets a girl's number, he calls them, he FaceTimes them for 3 hours. Jeffrey sounds like the younger version of me. So do you think he's gonna get laid like this? Now, Adonis. Adonis has a mission. His life has purpose. And he chases that purpose relentlessly. Women enter his life. Women exit his life. He enjoys them whilst they stay and he spends limited time with them. This makes him more attractive to those women even though he's putting in far less effort. And getting girls is supposed to be like a side quest to an already good life as a young man. You must have a main mission, a purpose, otherwise you automatically spend your time doing stupid shit, whatever your dumb lizard brain just wants to reach and grab for the easiest dopamine. And so we have an entire generation of young guys doing stupid shit, like Snapchatting girls, being one of the 15 guys unopened on her Snapchat. Have some respect for yourself. Going on phone dates as if you didn't have anything better to do, lying around looking at Instagram models and mass DMing girls. That one was what, like, I can accept this right now. That's what I used to do. I literally would spend more than an hour every single day just mass DMing bitches. And the thing is, it kind of worked. And now all you horny motherfuckers are piping up. Wait, it works? I might get some pussy from this. How did it work, Hamza? What message should I send, Hamza? Even if it works, you've got to think about the value gained and the time lost, and it was not worth it. So yeah, my body count went up. Congratulations. Now, if you're a loser, you'd be so interested to think of exactly what I did. But if you're somewhat of a winner, if you're a little bit more like Adonis, you're thinking, Hamza was kind of a loser because he would spend an hour of his valuable time messaging random girls. But Hamza, the rest of my life is okay. I just want to get... Shut up, bro. The rest of your life is okay? How's your business? Oh, you haven't started yet. How's your schoolwork? Oh, you've been procrastinating. How's that YouTube channel? Oh, you've not made it. You're not ready for the YouTube just yet. How's the workout? Oh, you've been missing the workouts, the meditation, journaling. Oh, they don't even work for you, do they? So the rest of your life isn't ideal, and that's why you're struggling with women, and you think that by focusing on women, the rest of your life would fix itself. Isn't it clear that it's the opposite way around? Fix your life, become an attractive, confident guy who actually likes himself instead of being a depressed little loser who just sits there and complains about the lack of attention from girls. And then when you've actually got something about you that's attractive, girls naturally come into your life, and you've got such higher standards that when the girls do come in, it's like, you let them just walk past. I don't need you. That's when you're the most attractive. By purposely wanting to get more girls, you will get less girls. By purposely wanting to improve yourself, you will get more girls. So I'm going to let you into a secret. This is what a few different girls have told me. Girls like guys who are doing something with their lives. Girls are repulsed by guys who want to get laid. What's pre-selection? Pre-selection is when a woman knows that you already have women. It's probably one of the easiest... Yeah, it is the easiest way to be attractive to women, is to already have women around you. Now, if you're desperately wanting to get laid, and it will come across, yes, you know, in our safe space on our Discord, onto YouTube, you can somewhat act desperate, but when you carry that personality over to your interactions with women, they will know. Of course they will. Like 4 billion years of evolution, they know when a guy is desperate. And so they can tell when you reek of desperation that you don't have pre-selection, that other girls don't find you attractive, that other girls aren't into, that you're not sleeping with other girls. Because if you were sleeping with other girls, you wouldn't be desperate to get laid. And so when a guy is desperate to get laid, when a guy's main goal in life is to get laid, he is ugly to all women, because all women get repulsed by it. They're like, wait. He's not getting any more pussy. No other girls are sleeping with him. Why? So straight away, because of your attitude towards desperately wanting to get laid, desperately wanting to get a girlfriend and not having any standards, not fulfilling your own purpose, they're now looking at you critically and asking, okay, why? Why is this guy lonely? Why is he sexually deprived? And they're going to start picking things out. Well, because he's not so attractive. He's not so confident. He's kind of skinny. He's kind of fat at the same time. He doesn't really look after himself. What's his... Like, does he have any goals? No. Is he rich? No. Is he got anything about himself? Is he social or confident? Is he grateful? Is he happy? No, not really. So he's a loser. That's what they're thinking. Now, that seems so offensive, and you're probably really, really offended at this, and you're going to click off the video and you're going to dislike it. If you can lower your ego and think, okay, this is somewhere you need to improve on, you might actually just have a chance here. And so let's flip the script and now let's talk about pre-selection for a guy whose main goal is his own purpose and his own development. Let's say you've got a purpose similar to mine where you want to reach your potential and you want to be helping other people to do the same thing. Well, straight away, you're not going to reek of desperation. You're going to emit abundance. And what is abundance if not pre-selection? Let's say you're on your purpose, let's say you're being busy, you're actually working hard for once instead of just pretending to, and you're not spending all your time on Instagram. Well, when a girl messages you, you're going to reply slow. Sometimes you might not even reply at all because it's just a dumb little girl messaging you and you've got bigger things to do. Sometimes a girl will message you to meet up on a particular day, but you can't because you've got something important to do. How is she going to think about that? You are one of the very, very few guys who haven't thrown himself at that crumb of pussy. And so she's going to be thinking, wait, I just gave him almost everything I have and he didn't beg for it. He didn't jump to the ground getting all muddy to get it. He's probably getting laid. He must be. There's your pre-selection. Now she's thinking, okay, other girls are sleeping with him. Why? Now she's not being critical when she asked that question. Now she's picking out the good things about you. Now she's thinking about your confidence and your purpose and your height and your muscle and all the good factors. And so it's kind of counterintuitive, but making women your main goal gets you less women. Reducing women in your priorities gets you more women. And so now I welcome you to the unfiltered section. Sam, can we get a yay? The unfiltered section is a little special part of my videos, if you haven't seen this already, where we're a few minutes into the video, all the people with low attention spans, or the people who don't really like my videos, they've all clicked off. And so now you are part of the secret group. Roughly 10 to 15% of people stay for this part. So if you have a look at the view count, only about 10% of those people are watching right now. So welcome to the secret club. We're going to get deep. I can actually talk unfiltered because pretty much everyone who's watching seems to like what I say. So what happens to guys who focus too much on women? It's a very, very downward spiral where the more you focus on women, the less you get women. The less you get women, the more you focus on women. The more you focus on you see what I mean? And so there's no sweet spot to this. There's no victory. When your main goal is women, you will never get enough. Muscle, money, and pussy. The answer to how much of these do you want is always more. It is always more. You'll almost always feel like you haven't got enough. Pretty much the overwhelming majority of guys would answer it with either more or not enough. I don't have enough. And when you have this mindset, you will never be satisfied. And so you're literally like the little donkey chasing the carrot on a stick, just constantly just chasing it. And so what happens to guys who are stuck in this spiral? They let every other part of their life crumble. The relationship with their family turns non-existent because you feel like somewhat of an outcast when your main goal is getting laid. You feel like a little bit dirty because that's not how your mother raised you. Obviously, if you're in school or college, you literally, you don't stay focused. And what's interesting, actually, I was going to talk about this later, but what's interesting is most guys at this point would say it's because of sexual desire. They'll say, oh, but I can't focus because I want to get laid. A few, like not even a few, a bunch of guys have said that to me. Oh, I understand what you're saying, Hamza, but it's because I'm really like I can't focus. That's not because of sexual desire. Your testosterone, like the type of guy who's saying this, your testosterone's not that high. Have some like humility, lower your ego. Your testosterone and your sex drive's not that high. If you're not currently having much sex, then your sex drive is going to be quite low. And so don't pretend that I'm the big alpha guy. I've got to have sex 3 times a day. Shut up, bro. Your testosterone's not that high. And so it's not your sexual desire that's causing this. It's more your ego and your need for social validation and that sense of worth. The quick little video I made, which was just titled Why. If you haven't watched this, literally like 20 seconds, just go and watch it on my channel. That's what I spoke about in here, where most guys aren't actually on this pursuit. Most guys haven't actually made this their main goal because they've got such a huge sex drive where they need to, like, it literally feels like it needs to be the thing that they do every single day. It's not because of that. What's happening is that you are getting influenced, you're getting manipulated by the social influences around us. The sex sells media. Like every single advert online is like some sexy girl like showing something. I got sent a link to TikTok. It was one of the first times I've ever been on that. Like I wasn't even on the platform. Like someone sent me a link, and if you click on like a link that someone sends you, it shows you the video without you needing to download the app. And then straight after showing you it shows you like a bunch of other ones. So it's literally like a fucking crack. Like you feel like a crackhead when you've just been given like a vending machine of crack. I click on the link. It was something to do with I don't know what the fuck it was. Like a friend sent me about protein powder or something. And straight after that, literally, 9 out of 10 of them was just little horny little girls, like white girls twerking and all this shit, just moving ass, and little like underage girls just doing such like. Bro, you're a fucking pedophile if you've got TikTok. Honestly, you really are. Yo, but I watch it for the shut up, bro. Disgusting, man. Including the girls as well. Like, if you're a girl on TikTok, you're a fucking cretin, honestly. Fucking disgusting platform. You can see why I called this bit the unfiltered section, because I don't really hold back. But yeah, if you've got TikTok on your phone right now, I am disappointed. Just know this right now. Hamza, the random YouTuber that you watch, is very disappointed in you, and he thinks you're a bit of a paedophile, because no matter what you say, you are actually lusting a little bit over the girls on there. And, you know, some of them might be of age, but a lot of them are probably underage, you fucking paedophile. Have some respect for yourself. I know a lot of, like, pretty much every girl now uses TikTok as like the Instagram and the Snapchat and shit. Twitter, same thing. You're just posting like little slutty videos of yourself, like, congratulations, you're a whore. Let's say this TikTok era and the Snapchat and the Instagram and all of this like sexy pictures and shit online, that's what's causing you to have such a big requirement, big goal of getting laid. It's not actually that these things are making you horny and you're thinking, oh, you know, my sex drive's really high, I want to sleep with them. It's that you've been sold sex, and like an idiot, you've been trying to buy it. And so this is not your own. Like, I want to say this so many times because it's so easy to just say, oh yeah, but I'm a man. As a man, my purpose is to have sex with lots and lots of women. No. Do you know what? If you were like a fucking warlord, if we were at least 100 years ago, I would agree with that. But as our sperm count has decreased by like half, as your testosterone's the same as like a 75-year-old disabled man, don't even fucking lie, it literally is now. If you're watching this video, you're probably a YouTube addict, you're probably an internet addict, you probably spend all day on your chair, you probably don't work out much, you probably aren't healthy, even though you want to believe that, oh, I've got testosterone. You've got the same level of testosterone as like some elderly disabled man 100, 200 years ago. You don't have that Genghis Khan level testosterone where you feel like you've got to spread your seed. That's only your own social like validation and your own like, trying to convince yourself that this is normal for you, because it's your ego. Your ego thinks the higher your body count, the more you're worth. And so the ego wants you to be, you know, higher up in the social hierarchy, because that is how you will be able to get the resources of success. But the ego makes you into a dumbass. The ego acts out of insecurity. And so it convinces you that you need a higher body count because it makes you think that that's where your sense of worth comes from. And so this was a realization I had in my hookup stage. If you're not on my Discord server or the restricted email newsletter link, I've mentioned this on there, so you're missing out, but I'm not going to even try and sell it to you. You can join if you want, I don't care. But the realization that I had in my hookup stage, I realized, well, it wasn't in my hookup stage, it was literally just a few weeks ago and a couple of days ago. I realized that, okay, we're in the unfiltered section, so you know what, I can actually, and it does fit with this title, I'm going to now tell you my unfiltered sexual story, my unfiltered dating story, because I've kind of went into it with some videos, but I've never truly told you, so I can just tell you unfiltered, because you may as well know with 100% honesty what, you know, my experiences are. So women were my main mission. I was always that horny little guy when I was like 16, 17, 18, struggled with getting girls, and after working out for about a year or two going to university, at one point I was still living at home, but I was commuting to university, and so I got with a few girls, but I didn't even have sex with them. And I remember the times I could have had sex, literally with like some stunning girls, and I was too much of a little chump to even realize like, what the fuck do you do? That hurt my ego. That left me with some insecurities. Imagine having like a sexy girl on top of you and not even understanding like what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. And I could have lost my virginity like a year and a half earlier then. So you've got to think, okay, that's going to be playing in your mind. And so I became that guy. I came home and literally I started fucking searching for like, how do you even have sex? Like, what the f do you do? I've never been taught this stuff, man. I'm like searching. Eventually I found the red pill. I found like a good path of progress of exactly what to do. But the problem was with something like the red pill, even though it's such a valuable resource, my ego and my goal was just simply get to have sex and get to have as much sex with random girls as possible. And so all of the fantastic advice that makes you into a man of purpose, I ignored. and all of the shitty basic level pickup stuff of dating app advice and all this, you know, the in-person level stuff. That's what I would like indulge on. And so I got better and better, got my first girlfriend, obviously lost my virginity, and then straight after we ended with her, I started the full-on casual sex scene. And so I was going to clubs, I was using Tinder, I had a pretty decent body, so decent number count. And so after the first year of me being sexually active, my number count was 17. And it was after that where I stopped counting, because at first literally, and that might actually feel a little bit hard to believe for many guys, but literally in the first 12 months of me being sexually active from 19 to 20, I slept with 17 girls. And at the time, it was like, I was so proud of that. I was literally like comparing myself to like shit I'd see online, and it gave me a sense of worth, but it's only when you're still in that same culture. And so straight after the first year when I hit 17, I stopped counting. I stopped even like tracking it and thinking about it at all. But I still wanted to just do it as much as possible. Now, not so much for the number count, because I couldn't be bothered counting it and remembering it, but more so that I wanted people to know that I was getting laid. And so I use social media a lot more. Pretty much every time, or at least most of the times that I'd have a girl over, I'd take like a funny little Snapchat of us. And the thing is, that stuff worked in the sense that, one, it showed people that I had girls around, and two, other girls who were following me, you know, they met me in a club and we just got each other Snapchats. Well, they saw it, they would always message like, ooh, who's that? And then 2 days later, that girl would then be the one getting highlighted on Snapchat. Because social media is how girls date and you know, I don't want to admit it because it's such a waste of time, but it is true. And the issue right now is that if you're one of the guys that I'm talking about, if you're the younger version of me, you're like, okay, social media, so exactly what should I do, Hamza? Let's go. But that's exactly what I'm trying to convince you not to do, because even the height of the reward of, you know, the result from this lifestyle is so low. But at the same time, I've made a point here that I've literally just wrote, but you need to experience this for yourself. This is something that one of the admins in my Discord replied to me when I made like a big post about all this. And he said, although he agrees with me, he likes the advice I've gave, the issue is that the analogy he gave was that, it wasn't an analogy, but something he said was like, you're saying to these guys that, oh, you know, don't care about sex, don't think about it so much. But then a guy who's not experienced it will not really be able to know. I'm only able to, you know, have this heightened sense of enlightenment because I've experienced all this. And so now I can compare both sides to life. Women being the main goal and the purpose being the main goal, fueled by ego, fueled by social validation, fueled by philosophy, fueled by, not spirituality, but like self-actualization and helping people. This is literally infinitely better. Like it can't even compare. But I'm only able to compare because I've got both. And if you were just, let's say you're a young guy, you haven't experienced this side of hooking up and, you know, making women your goal, and we just put you onto this one, you are always, I think, it's hard to be sure, but you're probably always going to be a little bit envious of this side. And so this is something which I realized that perhaps the way that I've done it is the best of all. I made women my biggest goal for a couple of years, and I got good at it, and I had enough experiences that it was like afterwards I don't even need to anymore. So 17 was my number count in 1 year. Now I had another 2 years of similar behavior, and it got to a point where I am like fully confident in my ability, and I have enough memories. Perhaps it's my ego or whatever, but I have enough that inside of me to know that I've got it. And so now when I know that I've got it and I've got this feeling of abundance towards this, it's like I can cast it aside, especially in terms of the rampant sexual activity of the rampant, you know, quick casual sex and the quick hookups, where now I'm more craving a bigger level from that. So I'm trying to say all this in a way that would benefit you, because I'm trying to give you value. And so there's a few like learning lessons that, you know, insights that I could try and give you. And one, okay, so I said that perhaps I've done this the best way possible. Perhaps when you're young, especially if you're in the environment, only really do this if you're in the environment to Now, if you're currently living at home and you can't sleep with a girl in your home and you're living in some kind of town which is cock blocking you, then don't have the goal of women being your main purpose. At that point, you should be on monk mode. It's so ridiculous to see a guy who's not currently in the social life, who's currently living in the fucking COVID lockdown, and whose main goal is getting laid. Like, that literally makes you somewhat of an idiot. You have to just forget it. I know it's almost like a dumb piece of advice, but you have to force yourself to just go on monk mode during times like this. Now, when you get into the time when you're in a good environment, then you should be going all out. Yeah, you should be you may as well be. The issue which I had was that before I was in that environment for all of my teenage years and up until I was about 19, it was my main goal. And so through high school and through college, I wasn't concentrated. Through the first year of university, I wasn't concentrating. And so that was the issue. But when I moved to university, I'm now living in a student accommodation, which I've spoke about in my videos. And now it's literally like I'm in the absolute 10 out of 10 environment for this all to happen. It was absolutely fine to go ham into it, because it's kind of like you get the craving for it, you indulge in it, you overindulge, and after that, you don't need it anymore. That's one of the easiest ways. And so now it's like, no matter what really happens to me, because I've experienced that level, it's like I don't really need it much anymore. I'm not acting out of insecurity whatsoever. And so this is going to hurt, because if you're one of these guys I'm talking about, if you're like the younger version of me, you want me to just give you the best tips possible to get laid. And perhaps I will be, talking about that sometimes in my videos. But you've got to take this advice that if you are, the environment by far is the most important factor, literally the most important factor, and right now the environment is against you. I was able to have such a good time during this because I was in the perfect environment, and I was also putting myself in even better environments by going to the nightclubs 2 to 3 times per week and being on Tinder and Instagram every single day. Now, it was a big waste of it was a big use of time, and it kind of paid off in this sense. But if you're currently, what I just said, if you're currently not in the good environment, then don't have this as your goal, because you're just wasting time. Instead, what you should just do is completely forget about women, and it's my last point on this, completely forget about women for a little bit, go into monk mode, supercharge your SMV, your sexual market value. When you focus on increasing your SMV, girls will naturally come to you. When you focus on going towards girls, girls will naturally run away from you. It's just that every now and then you'll pick up some girl in the nightclub who's somewhat average, maybe a little bit hotter than average, and you'll sleep with her, and then you'll feel like a fucking big man because your number count's gone up and your ego's nice and satisfied. You'll feel good about yourself for literally less than 24 hours, and then you need the hit again, like you're a drug addict. Like, I was full on an addict for this. That's the disadvantages of what I've experienced. But then obviously I speak to guys who haven't got this experience, and it's kind of like I was the addict indulging in the drug, but they're the addict who's currently going through withdrawal symptoms, or they can just see the drug through the glass, and their stubby fingers can't grab it, and they can just keep seeing all these sexy women and they just can't get them. And honestly, I don't know which one's worse. It probably is their one, because at least I got to enjoy it. But whereas when you don't get the chance, that's what makes you feel much, much worse. And the reason for that, if you're in that position, if you're in the position right now where you want it, you're not going to listen to my advice of slightly wanting it less, but you want it, but you're not seeming to get it. It's entirely your fault, and it's entirely up to you. All it's based on is the value that you can bring. I know that you want me to tell you something practical. You want me to tell you, okay, this is the exact sentence to say to her. This is the exact message. Have Tinder pictures like this. Forget all of that. All you need to be thinking about is the sexual market value. This is the 3 words that will change it for you. Sexual market value. And you know why this is so important, and why you're going to tune out and your dumbass lizard brain is going to force you not to listen to me now? Because this isn't a shortcut. You're a little bitch, and you're looking for shortcuts to the dating game. You want the height of an experience with a woman. You literally want her to let you get inside of her, to potentially impregnate her without doing much. You want the quick fix, because you're a little bitch, and you won't get the quick fix. And because you're always after the quick fix, because you always want this one technique that'll skyrocket your dating life, you always want something quick, you're not going to ever get it. And so you're just constantly, time's going to go by anyway, but you're just constantly only focusing on the things that would be the quickest solutions. So you're asking for fucking dating profile advice, you're asking for what message to send to a girl. You are going to fail, because it's not just exactly what technique that you're doing. That is literally maybe 2% of it. It's who you are. It's the type of man you are, and you are an ugly man. Hopefully you're still watching and you haven't gotten upset and you've just clicked off because I'm offending you. You've now just clicked on one of those dumbass dating red pill YouTubers who are like, oh, the one text to send to a girl, and those videos get so many views because, and look at how many views those videos have got. It's literally just a whole group of repulsive men who think that this one text is gonna make a girl open her legs up for you. What a disgusting attitude to have. That is why you're struggling with women, because you don't understand value. She's giving you pretty much as much value as you could give, and you think you're gonna get that from one text that'll change your life. Shut up, bro. You want this, you want the biggest thing that she can give you. Well, you need to give her the biggest thing that you can give her, which is your masculinity, and it's your value as a man, your sexual market value. But that's not quick. That takes at least let's say 6 months to see some considerable differences, if not years. Building the muscular body is probably one of the biggest things, because it's in the physical world. Everyone can see it. Almost all of the girls in the hookup scene are also acting out of their ego, their insecurities. And so they will go with the guy who is generally the most, socially Instagrammable body and all this shit. So go with that. But then look, it wasn't a quick fix, was it? What I've just said is, oh yeah, build your body for a few years and then you'll maybe start to get some girls if you do another 10 things. Anyone who's telling you, oh, this one course, this one text, this one program, one coaching service will change it for you, they're just profiting from you, and you're being an idiot by clicking on it and just giving them views and stuff. But it's profitable, and it's very, very attractive to the modern day man because if you're struggling with women, you aren't that good of a man. If you're struggling with women, this sounds horrible, but there's something wrong with you. Now, if you're going to get offended at that, that's the reason why you're going to keep struggling with women. Now, if you can take that introspectively with a bit of humility and think, you know what, I'm a man and there are women around me and I'm not getting them, so there's got to be something wrong. I know it's kind of like I'm slightly insulted by Hamza saying that, but you know what, there is something wrong with me. If you can take that level of humility, you will grow. If you're offended by it, you've probably clicked off and you've left a dislike already. But if you haven't, then hopefully you're slightly seeing my perspective right now. So I'm not going to tell you any quick technique to make, if women are your main purpose, exactly how to get them. I'm not going to tell you that. The way that you should be structuring this whole thing right now is reduce women as your priority, take them off the pedestal, and put on your priority as increasing your value, your self-improvements, because that is going to lead to the women. That's going to attract the women into your life. Now, if you entirely focus on the women, you'll get some girls, but you'll never be satisfied because of this huge input that you've put onto it. When you go just a couple of days or 1 or 2 weeks without getting a new girl, you'll feel insecure. You'll completely forget about all the girls you've just recently been with. And at that point, what is the point of your life? You're literally almost always in this state of unsatisfaction and inadequacy. Replace it, change your goal, make your purpose your self-improvement, make your purpose your own development as a man, and with that, women will enter your life. Do you think James Bond's purpose is to get with women? No, his purpose is his mission, whatever mission he's been set by the CIA or whatever the fuck. That's his purpose, that's his mission. Women enter his life, he enjoys them and he's romantic with them, and the moment that they get killed or they exit his life, he's still got his mission. That's why he's so attractive. That's literally why you're not attractive right now, because if women are your mission, like we said before, it's repulsive. And again, before I end this video, I want to make it so clear again for the final time, because I know there's a young dumbass just like me, younger me watching this. Younger Hamza, I know you're watching this. When you change your goals, when you stop putting women as the main goal and you put your own self-improvement as the goal, you get more women. You literally get more women this way. I know it seems like if you focus on getting girls, you'll get more girls, but it's not true. Because the way you go about it is so less attractive that your percentage conversion rate, your hit rate is much lower. That's the difference. And with this one, at least then the rest of your life's getting better as well. You're actually getting more muscular, you're getting richer, your business is doing better, your grades have went up. So the rest of your life gets better, and also you get women with this one. With this one, instantly you might get a couple more kind of ugly-ish girls, average-ass girls who just for some reason came and met you in the next couple of weeks if you were paying for Tinder and you were like going to nightclubs and speaking to every single girl around you. It's a very short-term fix that will never satisfy you. This one sets your future self up to just be guaranteed girls through his life. But it just takes a little bit longer. I feel like I've pissed off a lot of little horny guys, but you guys can get bro, since no one else is fucking you. Just focus on your SMV. Focus on increasing your sexual market value. You know exactly where to go to learn about that. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.